Alrighty, hey there, it's me, DjDoubleT, here at Existing with some more Tavern Talk. As you know, we are welcome to drink at my little bar. If you feel like grabbing a drink, feel free to grab a drink. If you want a plushie, feel free to redeem some more plushies. And there was no such thing as a bathroom break, that was not existing. But we'll be diving into our little adventure from where we left off last time. Ah yes, and don't forget, there are commands. If you want to use it to grab a drink, you can feel free to type up !drink or !tavern. Anything you would like to do, you can do. But since it's tavern, I recommend grabbing something from !tavern because you never know what might happen. But for now, let's go dive into, where were we? Did I not say the last time? Ooh. Oh well. Act 2, Starlight Sonata. Unless, oh, there it is. I thought I saved another one. Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Interlude, 13th of the Astral Moon. Let's start the day. Excuse me? What are you guys doing here? Oh, I'm so happy. Guys, it's people from, it's from Monster Prom. Oh, hello. Oh, sorry. That's not professional. Well, hello and welcome to my bar. Yeah, I knew we took the right path. Who said, like, we can't road trip all by ourselves? Liam did, I think. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude, didn't see you there. What's up? The sky, the last time I checked. Oh, it better be. It'd be very confusing otherwise. Very true. Is this like your crib? It is indeed. Welcome to the Wayfarer's Inn. Alright, Puma. Well, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your sleep. Or don't enjoy your sleep. Don't be weak. Yes. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? Pollygeist and the goodest of boys, Scott Howe. And together we are the Prank Masters. Wait is he? Oh. Pleasure to meet you. I'm your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve? Like, yeah, we're like in desperate need of some like booze. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't just serve booze. What? Like, why? The age rating system is quite harsh on such things. And I've got to keep the place open somehow. Like, I feel you. We've all got some burdens to carry. Like, what else have you got? Magical beverages that can enhance your abilities. It's even rumored they might influence your fate. Whoa, that's so cool. Dude, like an influencer, but for fate? A fate-fluencer? That would like go so hard. On Momentgram? What's Momentgram? It goes pretty hard here as well. We should like hook you up with Milo. They can explain it all better. Incape, like, please influence our fate before I get barred. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird AF trip. Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. Though I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual. Dope. Give me, like, your strongest potion. Technically, never mind. Hi, Handu! Ha. Okay, their strongest potion. Oh, okay, she wants a strength potion. Okay, so what should we make? We got Sailor's Courage. And then we have Southern Brawler. You know what? I think because of her salty mouth sometimes from her other game, I think Sailor's Courage is what we're making. Let's draw this recipe. Alright, what do we got? What do I want to make? Ooh, let's track charisma. I need ones in boosting up everything, but minus in like intelligence. No. No. Ah, perfect. A little bit of spice. Everything nice. A bit of stippy stabby. Not the blood of our enemies, just stippy stabby. Aha. Oops, a little too much. My bad. You go on, dude. I have like, oh, that's too much. See, this is why the bartender life did not choose me. A bit of that. And, oh, we're good. Wait. Oh, no, that's not, we're not good. There we go. Some of that. There we go. Lovely. We got a bit of everything we need. Alright. Sailor's Courage, coming right up. A funky drink for a funky gal. Let's see. Whoa, this is good. Like, very good. So good, I don't even miss the booze. Well, maybe like a little bit. I'll take it as a compliment. Try this, Scott. Oh, that tickles. Just like pickle juice. So, Scott Howe, would you like a drink as well? Nah. But, you could tell us, where we are, and what cool thing we could check out around here. You're in Zenith, in the Republic of Fesoa. Are you lost? Like, no. Like, at least not as long as we're having a blast. You do seem slightly out of this world, though. Ooh. Maybe you're onto something, potion seller. I'm not... You know, like, we were road tripping, supposed to be the trip of our lives, when something weird happened. We were about to take the next turn to the crossroads, and then whoosh, a portal opened up, and I couldn't hit the brakes in time. Yeah, we drove straight through and ended up on a gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated, so dated. Dated? Duh. Like, I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but like, this is like a different kind of weird. So weird. No cars. Only carriages and stuff. Cars? Yeah. What are cars? Do you mean carts? Kinda. More like carriages, without the horses. I'm afraid I've got no clue what you're talking about. I don't think cars exist here, Scott. Like, now it makes sense that my phone has no signal either. What makes sense? We landed in the past. Whoa. Does that mean we, time traveled? Yeah. That's so cool. I doubt time travel is possible. It sounds more like you participated in inter-universal travel. Which is rare, but it happens occasionally. Wait. So, what you're saying is, we are super special and lucky to have participated in such an event? Likely. Oh. Like, this is a sign, Scott. The universe sent us here to wreak havoc. Oh. The prank masters will strike again. Soon. After a nap. Can, we take a nap, Polly? Good idea. Hey, Funky Magic Mystery Pal. You better get to writing that tour guide. I'll see what I can do. Good. Do you have a room for us? Of course. I've got a room upstairs. Just ignore the scratching sounds and leaking water by the iron door. Don't worry, we've seen worse than that. We've got plenty of experience with sea monsters. Always hyped to meet more. See you in a bit, Inkip. Come on, Scott. Let's hit the shades. Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. Well, like a whole Halloween theme. It's so cute. Oops, did not mean to click that one. Hey, it's our lovely friend, spooky friend. Hello. Glad to see you, Baya. Thank you for having me. Now that... Is your friend's dispute still ailing you? Still so lonely. 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 I came to ask, have you sent someone to help my friends? I did, actually. You did? Yes, I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute. Ooh. Then let's hope they'll be friends again soon. So we can have tea parties again. And I can't stop being lonely. At least people are visiting my spa. That's good. Thank you for handing out my coupons. Did I hear spa? Yes. Doesn't that like sound like something Scott? Oh, I love spa things. Now, are you our tour guide, sweet bug creature? Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa? These two are Polygeist and Scott Howe. They're currently looking for entertainment and a way back home, but entertainment first, obviously. It's getting incredibly boring here. No offense, funky magic mystery pal. None taken. Where is your home? Yeah, in a portal or something. Yeah, we came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. But we've had like the medieval tavern experience and all. It was good while it lasted, but it's time to move on. Move on to my spa? Something like that. Which makes me think, Baya, do you think you could help them find a way back home? Of course. Oh, you can do that? But first, you have to visit my spa. Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of a facial anyways. The air here is like so dry. My bog water is especially moisturizing. Wait, does that mean we have to go skinny dipping in some hot springs? Oh yes, absolutely. My hot springs are the best. Cool. Like, so a pit stop at your spa and then a road trip back home? Like, you joining us for the ride, sweet box creature? Please say yes. We'll see. I'll first show you the portal and my spa. If you're written to the portal, you could take a ride with them through it. Might help you with your loneliness. You think so? Yes. No one's lonely on a ride with the Prank Masters. I'll think about it. Which portal do you want to take? So early, Nappy? Are you sure? The one through Avalon, full of dreams and forests. Or the one through the Twilight Chasm, a place full of dread and weird fishies. But it's only 12, Nappy, for you. Oh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky. I love dreams. They're so weird. Like that onesie where I had where I was on my own dad. Where should I take them, innkeeper? A trip through the nightmare realm sure sounds fun. The portal to Avalon is just around the corner. Look at that one. I wanna go with Scots. Through the lush forest of the Ashen Grove. The way we came, not gonna lie, that's lame. But it's a quick way home. And full of dreams, Molly. Imagine how many pranks we could pull on sleeping people. That's... true. Amazing. Then it's settled. Can't wait to show you my mud masks. Can't wait to show you the world, sweet ball creature. My name is Baya. Good night, Nappy. Have a good rest. Let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels. Goodbye, potion seller. See ya. Goodbye, innkeeper. I'm glad Baya could find a little comfort in those particularly visitors at least. I'm excited to hear the story she'll tell when she gets back. There you go, Hondale. Enjoy your little snack. Sweep, sweep. And the last thing for the night is to blow out the candle. Say goodnight to people. Alright. Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Chapter 8, Come Hell or High Water, 17th of the Astral Moon. Let's start the day. Ah. Oh, hello. Good evening, Keeper. Good evening, Grace. Could I ask you for a drink? Anytime. What can I do for you? I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer? I should have something that can do just that. One moment. Alrighty, what can I make? Alright, some brain power. So we can go peak sunrise. I think the peak of sunrise will keep you awake because that's just the start of the day. Or I could do sunny breeze. Or I could do sparkling nebula. Let's go with peak sunrise because that's peak. Alright, let's give brain power. Yeah, brain power. Alright, and a splash of this. Some purple. People love purple, right? A little bit of that. A little bit of this. And a bit more of this. Perfect. A peak sunrise coming right up. Ding ding. I do love the Halloween decorations. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy. Well, thank you. This is just what I needed. why are you still so tired? I thought you were done with your thesis. I am, which also means I need to figure out what to do next. The possibilities are endless, but not boundless, so considerations are a complicated endeavor. Have you considered taking a break? I have. Say, innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it? I've never thought about it before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. It's where I humbly get to make drinks for you guys, and I get to chat. Something that I really love doing. And you know, you guys are really lovely people to have around. Even though we might get the bad apple every now and then, I simply love my job. It's relaxing and safe, and I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you would like to do? I'd love to go on a road trip. I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp. No, I'm content with my existence. I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp, which I do know how to play vaguely. Oh, why haven't you? No time, no muse, no talent. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right moment. When will that moment come? I'm not sure. I just don't feel like the harp belongs to me right now. Let me know when it does. I'd love a concert. Will do. What would you do with immortality? I would learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, and facet of mortal existence. I would travel the planet with my brother and learn even more, have an infinite amount of tea parties. I'd come to those. When we were little, Hex would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so we just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had the time, I would love to write down all those songs and invent dances for them. You should make time for that. It's your time after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. And an elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. Not if you get the human side of lifespan. Oh, that's less time. It is. But I'll make the most of it. What will you do next then? I'm not sure yet. I was thinking about going to Asphodel. The capital of the Megocracy? I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall, and rivers float through the sky in an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like paradise for someone like you. Yes, but, Rex really wants to stay here. He likes Pessoa, Zenith at the Ashen Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all. You could just go without him. There's a Majocration embassy in Zoford. Their teleportation is expensive but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either, and I won't make him. He could teleport himself then. He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance, and he's always been awful at teleportation. You can take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to miss out on any adventures or celebrations or funerals. You can just tell him you want to go alone. Like, that's totally fine. Everybody goes through like their own life adventures, and sometimes life has different things for us, and there's nothing wrong with you going on your own lone adventure. But then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either. You should tell him that. We'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something he can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower. Please do. I love those. Did you hear about the one on Morlia, near Dalwell? The one with the infamous migration fugitive? The very same. It seems that its wizard has disappeared without a trace, leaving his tower vacant. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and possibilities. Couldn't you just teleport in to check? You can't exactly teleport in and out of a well-protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole other plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was. And no one seems interested in finding out either. Isn't that sad? A little. Oh, wait. Isn't that sad? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell your story for as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as this world will bear me. You are very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while? Please. I find your inn truly inspiring. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. A lullaby. What did I voice Fable as? I always forget. Let's see. Fable. Hi, innkeeper. Hi, you two. A drink, please. Or two, actually. Sure thing. Actually, what name are we on right now? Well, Aura is still fine. Come on, that was a whole week ago. I was busy. Want to come up with a new one now, then? Ooh, can I come up with one? Sure. How about Kumo? I feel like you look like a Kumo. It fits. He's just as stealthy as a spider. He's just as soft as a cloud. That's what I was thinking. I'm nothing like a cloud. Sounds like something a cloud would say. Our drinks, can we get them now? Of course. What would you like? Something sweet, bubbly, maybe? If you could find something like that. You know. Sure. I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for. Some charisma, uniqueness, and nerve, and talent as a drink. Alright, do we want a 1,000 winds? Or do we want a good old sunny breeze? Let's go for sunny. Ooh. Ooh. 1,000 winds. What 1,000 winds today? Alrighty, I need to add a smidge of a lot of different things. What am I adding? Okay, so this one. Gotta add a bit of sunshiny and rainbows. 3 splashes of this one, 2 splashes of this one, and we got a drink. Well, that was pretty quick that I took. Oh, whoopsies. I gave strength. My bad. There you go. Defense. We need defense. I knew I was messing it up. Alright, I made an error, but I would like to read some character lore. Okay, the wizard from the Medrocracy has abandoned his tower. The wizard's location is unknown, but he seems to be gone for good. Okay. Why do I feel like this wizard's gonna come to me? What if the wizard is that one skeleton guy? But he died not really long ago. Look at Grace. Grace is a half-elf. Grace is 42? Pronouns she, her, class wizard. Wait, how old is Hex then? Hex is 48? Alright. Was not expecting that age. Genuinely was not expecting it. Crazy. People age. Alright, she's a half-elf, but she inherited the human lifespan, while Hex inherited the elven one. Oh. Oh, that's gotta be sad. Could you imagine being half-elf and not getting to live the full lifespan? You gotta get one half or the other. She's always reminded of her mortality, and it scares her. She doesn't want to take breaks because she feels that would waste her precious time. She also doesn't like how Hex tries to shelter her. Aww. Alright. Big time. Liquid charisma for those in need. Maybe you should try it then. You want to send it back? No, it's good. Glad to hear that. Fable, what can I get you? Uh, maybe something that will make me feel like I could lift a thousand clouds? Like, I've got the strength of a dragon or something like that. Carolyn always says it's pretty tasty. I see. A Carolyn special then. Some attack. Alrighty. Want the Sailor's Courage? I think a good old Southern Brawler classic would be nice. Here we go. A Southern Brawler. Ding ding. A regular's favorite for another regular. Thank you. It's delicious, as usual. That's what I like to hear. I like the new hair, by the way. By the way, what's up with your hair? Oh, because it's braided? Oh, well... It's braided. Do you need glasses? No, it just looks different. So? Well... It's okay. You don't have to like it. I do, though. Kuma braided it for me. He helped me calm down after we encountered the Mary Morgan. But I should probably start at the beginning, right? I'd appreciate that. Alright, so... What happened at the beginning? The ship to Boreas. Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, the seas around Boreas are famously hard to traverse, with all the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of an arm wrestling match against Iniko. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice. Though, thought maybe she had traveled there before. You could have also asked me. She was closer. Right. Did she have any good advice? She did. Well, with her help, we were able to avoid all the dangerous maelstorms, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals. That must have made for a very relaxing journey. It did. It was very inspiring too. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auroras in the night sky as, we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. I even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet, though. I just wanted a sneak peek. Well, you should have snuck better. A new song. Can I hear it? It's not done yet. Thanks to Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we had planned. We also docked far away from the typical explorer's route. It was completely abandoned by everything but nature, as if no one but us had been there before. Kind of exciting. Very adventurous for sure. As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by the fog that engulfs almost the entire island. It moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or by creatures we couldn't tell. The trees were shaped strangely with shimmering portals forming in their empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill, shrieking sounds that seemed to come from right above us. It was almost idyllic. Or scary. It was mostly scary. I wouldn't have minded strolling around until we ran into something roaming the island, but it was a little cold, so I found a local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees. Or rather, one tree. All of them were connected, intertwined with one another. Through one of their twisted connections, a waterfall with no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond. Huh, interesting. And in its midst rested a nymph. A real nymph. Bathing? She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight being reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones and her smile was full of kindness. She was alright, but also the only person around. So Fable asked her for directions. No, Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions. She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift. A gift? That's sweet. She gave us earplugs against the Banshee's song so our bones wouldn't shatter. Very helpful. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return? I did. She said if we were to like survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think of what she'd need a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, so maybe for that. Who would she even advertise to? Frogs? And toads. The Banshee was our top priority. So we stealthily made our way to the lonesome lagoon with earplugs in our ears. We mostly walked and talked about our favorite dragonflies. As we finally approached the lonesome lagoon, the thick mist enveloped us. The sun became so cold we could see our own ragged breaths. And then we heard it, a song filled with all the sorrow of the world compressed into a single note. It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in that song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. We wanted to be polite and wait until she was done singing, but she was just kept going, like tears that wouldn't stop. So I decided to be a little rude, stepped forward and said hello. They said, "Hello, Banshee, I really like your song." That confused the Banshee so much that she stopped. She smiled, bearing a row of deadly sharp teeth. She was very nice, actually. She asked if we wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along. Did you? Of course. It was kind of fun. It was, and I thought, what better time to bring up the Mary Morgan but now? So I led with, I bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right? She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger and then just started screaming. And then I was very thankful for the earplugs at that moment. I think without them, my bones might have melted. That was our cue to leave, so I pulled people back into the thicket of the boring forest. Obviously, we couldn't leave at that failure, so we just looked around for a peace offering. Found some spiky pink fruits with a pattern of little ghost tortoises on them. We thought she might like them. She liked them enough to stop screaming at us, and we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. It's beautiful, by the way. Right in the middle is a giant portal to the Twilight Chasm. Its colors that water this deep, dark blue with swirling clouds of darkness within. There were bones floating in the lagoon too. I almost brought one for your tavern. Why didn't you? I'm glad you didn't. That would have been weird, huh? Not necessarily. Bones just tend to come with loam spirits attached to them. And I prefer them resting in the halls of Tuat rather than in my tavern. That's fair. The Banshee actually fished out some bones to fidget with. It stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Mary Morgan. Or Marmor, as she calls her. Turns out the Mary Morgan had been ignoring all of our calls. Ever since the Banshee was crowned Gaia's scariest monster by Screech. Magazine. Zine.
She told us it carved a hole in their relationship that it caused a lot of jealousy, and she was disappointed that Mary Morgan cared more about some stupid popularity contest than her. We asked her if she wanted to talk about it with the Mary Morgan herself, but he said she didn't need to apologize for it being scary. She was very thankful she got to talk about it, though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burden by it with all the drama. She even offered at first to spend the night at her nearby cave, which was really nice of her. Did you end up taking a nap at her lair?
Welcome, Kavu. Why do you want to destroy the elf? We thought about it, but it was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead, which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to this called thick sleep. You found loot? You have my attention. What did you find? Also, Kavu, if you want to grab a drink, you're welcome to grab a drink. We have a command for !drink or !tavern. You can test your luck and what you get. Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes.
And a loot. It was broken, but I picked it up anyway. There was also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all around it. Kumo recognized it as magical from its arcane markings.
Melina showed me them in some book the other day. When the wizard and Zophyr showed us around his library, there was a mirror of far speech. It lets you speak to anyone on this plane given that you've seen them before. So you called Melly? No, we called the Mary Morgan. Ah, that makes more sense. How did it go? Interesting, Kav. I don't know what you drank, but you drank something. Do you know what it tasted like? Fair enough. See, Fable's voiced that way because of how nervous she is.
I had to be the one to make the call since, Kuma had never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare in horror as she gazed back at me.
Hey, Kavu, at least you're not like, Nappy and, who was it? I'm forgetting the name, but basically every time they got a drink, they grabbed the poison instead. So, you're safe. At least you got a drink.
I felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove, leading adventures to their doom, and I just froze.
So I took the mirror out of their hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we had dared to harm the Banshee. Oh dear. Did you enjoy the taste? Of course we hadn't. That briefly calmed her down. I asked her why she wasn't here if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. When the question, she instead talked to us about the state of the lagoon. She complained that it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot.
Thank you for the water.
I assured her there were no tourists, at least none of that were alive. So she asked what I was doing in the lair then. Honestly, I replied that the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. Oh god, I swallowed that poorly. I'm not dying. I'm fine. I quickly realized that I had picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black ichor and she began cursing us out in tongues.
The mirror cracked under her gaze and started bleeding black water. It was, terrifying. And then we were supposed to sleep there as if she couldn't crawl out of the mirror at any second.
After that happened, I thought that we shouldn't discuss our further plans in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned this enchanted flower field where she collects flowers for the fish. So we went there. Thought it might be a good spot.
It was a good spot. Even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while, though the flowers really helped. As did not being alone.
Was that when Kuma braided your hair?
It was, yeah. My hair kept falling in my face, and it was overwhelming me. So, he sat me down and braided it away while I worked on rebuilding the loot. He said that some distraction would help. Talking also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions.
There are no stupid questions. Only question. There are stupid questions, but you should never be nervous about them. Questions are questions. They weren't stupid questions. They weren't stupid, just curious. Do you have a favorite one? They asked where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest. Well, Kavu, you joined after they finished speaking, so they came into the bar first. Now they chose to just hang out here. And the pink-haired witch is actually a half-elf. But the sad part is that her brother is also a half-elf, right? But her brother picked up the elfin, like, lifespan while she got the mortal lifespan, which is kind of sad. Because she's older, but she will die earlier because she picked up the human lifespan. That actually brought us further on our quest. How so? Well, I learned it from my mother. It's the only thing I feel I have left of her. It was her way of apologizing. She was never very good with words. It made me think sometimes people aren't very direct with what they mean. I have heard of that, yes. Like the Mary Morgan. She didn't seem angry about the banshee outdoing her in some fear pageant. She didn't even mention it once. She only got upset when she thought we had heard the banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists, or when we said we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from some issue of Screech magazine.
We talked it through, and we decided we had to get the two of them to talk face to face. Obviously, it would be difficult because of the distance, but
I had taken the mirror with me when we left. Thought it might be useful. Ever the thief. Indeed, I used to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Mary Morgan to come to Boreas. Fable mentioned that she can teleport via plants, however that works. She can. You should try it out. It's nauseating.
I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kumo picked up the Mary Morgan.
She and I really connected on eyeliner techniques. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw at each other's throats. And not in a fun way. But somehow we could manage to convince them to sit down.
We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other.
Arguing about an issue that didn't exist.
So I had this crazy idea. I took out my new lute and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voice would clash, but I thought at the very least it stopped them from arguing. It helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds, pitter-pattering, and a gentle melodic rhythm. To inspire them to give it a try, we asked them to put all of their emotions about the whole situation into a song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly. Like their voices were made for each other, and gentle hum of my lute.
It was beautiful.
And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kuma had suspected, the Mary Morgan was scared, not jealous, now that the Banshee was so popular. She feared the Banshee would become really busy with tourists visiting all the time. She assumed she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her she doesn't really care about any of the tourists. Only about the Mary Morgan and Baya, of course.
Please don't do it, Kavu. I need you not to ban words. I wanted to enjoy reading the story and the character, even if they're a little annoying. She'll be gone soon. Don't worry, Kavu. Honestly, I do like being Fable. It's fun to being nervous.
We told them to talk to her too, and mentioned how much she had been missing them. They argued to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove, so Baya doesn't have to travel too far.
Did you invite them to your barbecue?
No. After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves.
The quest was done. It had only taken us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island. So you swam back? What? No. What's wrong with you? The usual.
We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited, so I suggested throwing some knives.
That sounds romantic?
I just thought it would be cool.
It was. Sometimes the trees shifted themselves out of the way, twisting into new forms. It was perfect for practice.
Yeah, I can throw knives now.
Very cool. Unfortunately, Fable was too good of a student, so ran out of the need for practice quickly. With still a whole day left to wait, we just sat under the auroras, filling Boreas' sky, letting their gentle glow wash over us as we talked for hours.
It was really nice. But it also made us forget about the time, so the crew had to scour the island for us. It took them a while to find us. We apologized on the way back and made all of them flower crowns out of magical flowers. They liked them so much they asked us to join their crew. But we insisted we had to return to the Wayfarer's Inn for a mission report.
Well, I'm glad you came back. Glad you two didn't run off into the sunset.
Of course we did. I promised a good story.
And you delivered tenfold. Where are you two going next? I should probably talk to Melina. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize while I still can.
Good idea. Do you want me to come with you?
No, I think I need to do this alone. Or rather, with her. And I have to check in on Rufus too.
Maybe, Hex taught her some fun magic tricks in the meantime.
You left her with Hex?
And with, Grace?
Oh, cue Grace's speech right here. Like, time for you, Grace. Come in.
Don't worry, nothing was set on fire.
I should go. Before I go, do you maybe want to do something together later today or tomorrow? Like a thing?
Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves.
Yeah, Grace had a different voice. Why? Or they could be very similar. Well, see, I don't remember what I did for Grace's voice last episode. What did Grace say?
Don't worry, nothing was set on fire.
Were you gonna be annoyed if Grace had the same voice? I feel like you were maybe like that. They all have different voices. They may sound very similar because, like, at point in time, my voices aren't doing other voices. Grace can stay. Who said you? Just because you're at the tavern, Kabu. You know what, Kabu? If you're gonna demand people if they can stay or not, you better type in !tavern and get yourself a tavern thing. I think he meant hanging out as in a date. Yeah, is that what you were thinking of doing, Kuma? See, I thought Fable and Carolyn were gonna be together, not You've gone through so many names. So we had Zephyr, we had Aura, we had Kuma, and we had something else.
Did you?
Maybe I did.
Oh,
Kyle, you better clean up the mess. Also pay for your drink.
Okay, that sounds really fun.
Cool, I'll pick you up, or I'll see you around, or whatever. I'll see you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
He asked me on a date.
You did?
That's... Oh... what, what do I do now? Do you think Archie has books on dating? Or should I ask the Hydra for advice? It probably knows about dating, right?
What is that, Kagu? Also, the bot can't actually play those songs. Archie's still on his quest. Also, I'm right here.
You're right. What should I do?
Just go, see where it takes you. No one said you actually have to go. You can choose whatever you want, you know? I won't say just to go, but no one said you have to go. If it's too scary, just reschedule.
But I don't want to reschedule. I want to go on a date with him. I'm just unsure how all of this works. Mostly. Mostly, I think you should be honest with him. He seems like to like you for you are. So there's no need to hide. That's a scary thing. Why does he feel that way?
Because you are very lovely?
People keep saying that. But sometimes I just feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me, it sounded like it's perhaps a bit too late for that. Sorry for listening in. You two were just very sweet. It's okay. I also thought it was very sweet. He was just very sweet. But now that he's gone, I have to time to think again. And I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe he was just being nice? He asked you on a date because he was just being nice. Well, maybe he felt bad for me, or something. Innkeeper dear, I think Fable might be in need of another drink. Maybe something to untangle the thoughts, something for a quick escape from all this overthinking. That sounds good. I'll see what I can do.
Alright, what kind of drink are we making? Oh, we want zoomies. Okay. Alright, so what drinks do we got today? We got, for zoomies, we got Swift Strike, or we have, what else? Oh, is that the only drink we have for speed right now? Okay, so Swift Strike it is. I could have sworn we had another speed drink. That bothers me. Okay, so we want Swift Strike, so that means we need some pluses and minuses in certain areas. Not that one. This one? No. This one? No. This one? Not that one. Maybe it doesn't require anything. Yeah, it doesn't require anything. I'm literally just zoning out. No. Maybe. I don't know what they are. Can you tell me what amphetamines are? I know the word. I've heard the word. I don't remember the definition right now. I don't know my drugs like that. Kabu. There you go, Andu. Good head pats. Check out Andu's eye sparkles. Alright. Drink is served. Ding! Through the portal it goes. And through the portal it shows. Does this help?
Very much so. Very much so. Thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. What do you think I should do?
What do you want to do?
I want to go on our date, and I want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better too? Do you think you would like that?
I think so, yes. It seems like you don't need our answers. You have yours already.
Sometimes I just feel like I need permission to listen to my heart.
Did you know you can give that permission to yourself?
I forget that every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now, somewhat. But I'll figure the rest out. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's all I really need when I'm scared.
There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from the things that make you happy.
You're right. It took me a while to realize that running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go away. But staying, you have to actually look at yourself, figure out what your part is in everything. That can be a lot. But when I was on the journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kumo to the music of the Navigator's fiddle, thinking about how I would have never gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there. I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek, and from the things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from my life, even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I know that I'm not alone.
Is this still about Kumo?
No, he was never a problem. He's one of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you. Well, with good friends by my side, I can do anything.
I don't know if you should do everything, and I can't wait to see what you will do.
It might not be as impressive as you hope, but it will be me, and I'm excited about that.
Me too. Me too. I'm really proud of you, Fable. No, I am not a doctor. There might have been one time in my life where I was studying pharmaceutical chemistry, but not anymore.
Thank you for everything, especially the great advice.
That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace. Maybe you should. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next Goliath is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, innkeeper? Of course, there are some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. I was working to double major in farm camp. I didn't get anywhere close to actually studying drugs, okay? So what are amphetamines? You shouldn't have said that. Now I want to check. Please don't. I won't. I'm polite. Or am I?
Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up there. Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm?
Not for long enough to capture any creatures.
I see.
What are you thinking about, Innkeeper? Oh, you know, Innkeeper things?
I don't know. I mean, since I'm not an innkeeper and all.
Yeah, I knew that was kind of like the joke, and I was able to piece it, but I wanted to make sure. So that's what they are. I don't know, sometimes you want to be zoomy. You know, you want to be so fast and filled with anxiety that you can freeze time. That's what happened with Hammy in Over the Hedge, you know? Gave him too much... The really hyper squirrel was given an energy drink that he moved so fast that time slowed down. So you mentioned, the one you started writing on the ship? I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? to see if it would make for a good jingle.
I don't think it's jingle material, but I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind that it's a work in progress.
Of course.
There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails. Now it's time for me to leave.
That sounds like a fragment of a great adventure.
So, you like it?
It's wonderful. It's okay, not my favorite. It's okay, not my favorite. Yet, I'm sure you'll improve it with time.
I'll try. I'll let you know when it's finished.
Sure, please do. I'm glad you never stopped trying to improve. It's a very important part of life.
It is. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice?
All the time, yes.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay.
I would like that.
Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space.
Maybe it's time to stop running? Should I... Is it time to read that letter? No? Yes. No? Yes. No? Yes? No? Fine. Oh. That was easy. I guess I've been wanting to for a while. Let's hope for no regrets. My dearest friend, long has it been since we've talked. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's waning memory. I can only imagine how you enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did, for a brief moment for these 30 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of the century, the last day of the astral moon, welcoming the first light of the dying moon, where the realm of Tuat is just a grass away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not, I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon, an old friend. That was... I guess you've always been a fan of symbolism, but you didn't even leave an address. Very irresponsible. Ooh. Woo. No, we don't know anything. Pardon? New time, Doug. No.
What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help healing?
Something's coming. Something big. Your next show? What? No. There's no time. Doug. I don't remember what voice I gave you. And that's not your voice. Is the ground... Oh. Lovely. Did we just get submerged underwater? Alright. Is everyone alright?
I think so, yes.
Phew. That was a close call. Could have been really dangerous. What just happened?
What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern?
Oh, Kyle, random question. Are you gonna be busy on my birthday? Just to wonder. Also, no, I don't have to worry about it. I think. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods, drafting my newest song, when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed, and it rumbled again, then a wall of water came rushing toward me. I didn't even dare to wait. I ran immediately looking for shelter.
No way I was gonna let my hagum get wet. These strings are made of real Chabian silk, and the body's ethereal bamboo is its rarity. That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing at you? Of course, the instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Is everyone alright? Grace, Dragons, you alright? I was worried something had happened to you. Don't worry. When the walls started rumbling, I hid under the table. Then I watched the water rush by the window. It was like a tsunami, but tsunamis are very rare, if not impossible so far into the mainland. Right. It's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. Yes, that is a Tuesday, Kavu, and, well, there'll be fun stuff happening Tuesday, so... I wonder what could cause such a cataclysm. It's worrying to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to... And it's definitely dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking. Don't worry, it'll withstand. Are you sure? I'm sure. I've gotten through worse than this. You? Wait, what was that? The last line? I mean, it's gotten worse than this. Huh, okay. I forget, do you like Jackbox Kavu or no? That's the plan for that day, but there's gonna be like little milestones, and if we hit those milestones, there'll be fun stuff happening. Wouldn't have thought it could withstand that sort of thing, but even more so glad it can. Seems to be a simple yet very sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, innkeeper. Are you flirting with the innkeeper? Huh. Me? No. Also, that's besides the point. Is it? It is? Is it? It is? Well, wow. Fair enough. Well, it'd be nice to have a lot of players. And then, what about Sunday? Because, Sunday, I want to play Among Us, but I want a lot of players, you know? I can imagine you stabbing me in the back and murdering me, and I'll be very sad. Because I asked Melon, I asked Mari, I asked Chaos, no, I didn't ask Chaos, I asked Jasmine and a bunch of others. I want to see like how many we can round up. It is. You just called me sturdy and simple. I wouldn't count that as flirting. Alright. You wouldn't. Not really. Oh. Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song. When suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped up on the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were shashlik skewers. Alright, Kabu, thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest, and I'll see you at some point. I wasted no second. I turned on my heels knowing I'd be done for if I waited just a moment longer. Then I was here and told to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, thanks. Anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. Oh my, you're a voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso.
Yes, that would be me.
My apologies, I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings with your beautiful performance.
Oh, I did that.
Yes, I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you, oh god, I'm getting turned to a country accent, and that's not right. Were you distressed back then? A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the notion. But not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Uh, I, oh god. Oh dear. I'm sure he is. Shoot. The, did you see that creature swim by?
What? Where?
It looked like a red-winged eel.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Where is its natural habitat?
Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here?
Something isn't right.
I'm afraid you might be correct.
I'm also afraid, very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside.
Of course not. You should all stay for the night.
Would that be possible?
Of course, the tavern would withstand this, and a bit of company wouldn't hurt.
I agree. Thank you, innkeeper.
Say, with the loot, what's your name?
Fable. My name is Fable.
Do you play the lute, I mean?
Sometimes I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet.
How about we play together? A song or two to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside.
It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly, but I guess it's a lute thing.
Instruments. I gotcha. Show it to me. I'll help you, and then we'll jam out until this new dawn rises. Blub blub, sleep with the fishies. Oh. There's no, like, shower or end. Well, that is a good stopping point. We went through 2 chapters, well, an interlude and a chapter. But it's Act 3 time. So next time we play this, it'll be Act 3. So without further ado, I would like to first save the game. Which one was the youngest one? This one? This one. Oh, wait, no, it's Act 10, 12, 13. Oopsies, Chapter 13. I mixed up the X with 5. Chapter 13. I'm so embarrassed. Yep. Without further ado, thank you to everybody who came by for this section, from Nappy, Dedenne, if you're still around, Kavu, Blocks, well, Block Demon, Glitzy, or anybody else lurking. Yes, I can see who's lurking. Anyone else to stop by, I really appreciate it. And if you want to see me play more games like these, feel free to stop by. And if you see this on YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you want to see me live, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, well, let's find somebody to raid. So we'll put Big Me, we'll find a big someone to raid. And yeah, we'll call it for the night. Close this one. The longest part about my stream, me trying to find someone to raid. I'll find somebody, right? Ah, da ba da ba da. Da 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 do. Da ba do. I wonder if anybody else is playing this today. Anybody? Mm, no. Hmm. Chat, does anybody else like have somebody they want me to raid? Because I don't really know to raid. Hmm. I guess we look for Tonkai Star real quick. My personal struggle. Who do I drop people off by? Mm, mm. I wonder, can you just raid and drop and find? Actually, let's go to Stardew. Let's see if there's anybody nice in Stardew. I was talking about it today. Like I haven't touched it. Why not find somebody in Stardew? Sure, why not? Oh, this raid browser? How does that work? I have never seen this one before. Oh, yo, that's cool. That's cool. It makes it so much easier to find one. All right. Well, for now, let's do this. Typing, typing my wiki suit. All right, there we go. Without further ado, DJ Double T out and about and deuces.